Yes, a very good morning, very good afternoon to one and all gathered here. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Guna Singh sir to give me this great opportunity to me. Next, I would like to thank Ms. Esther Prema ma'am, principal of Aruna Institute of Nursing Education and Research, to give me this great opportunity. For me, the given topic is feeding during illness. So, as we know, malnutrition in children is a very dangerous problem for the kids. So, appropriate feeding, it is very important to improve the growth and development of an infant. So, for an infant up to 6 months, we have to give that exclusive breastfeeding. After 6 months, we have to start that complementary feeding. So, these two things is a very major role in determining this nutritional status of the child. So what is that? Feeding during illness. So young children often suffer from infections like diarrhea, measles, cold and cough, because that is from up to 6 months they are taking that exclusive breastfeeding. After that they are changing to the complementary feeding, so more chance to get that because of the improper intaking of feeding, especially during illness. Most of the children may suffer with that infections. So if the child is not taking adequate diet, what may happen, their symptoms will be less. If they are not, if they are not taking adequate diet, the symptoms will be severe. If you are taking adequate diet, means the symptom will be very less during illness. So a sick child need more nourishment because they have to fight against infection without using the nutrient reserves of his body. So appropriate feeding during and after illness, it is very important to avoid weight loss, because normally that during illness, the child will lose their weight. So to avoid that, we have to provide appropriate feeding during illness as well as during recovery stage. Dr. Rajashekharan sir explained in detailed manner regarding the nutrient deficiencies. So the nutrient deficiencies also we can able to prevent if we are giving adequate appropriate feeding during illness. So what we have to know means cycle of infection, because we should know what is a cycle of infection as well as how we can break that cycle, how we can make a baby to recover soon, that and all as a health professionals we should know. So the cycle of infection and malnutrition can be broken if appropriate feeding of infant is ensured. So how we can improve? Normally as an adult as well as an adolescent, if we are sick or if we are feeling illness, we cannot able to take that much diet. So same as kids also, that is infants also, they won't have that appetite, as well as only they will depend upon the fluid diet, they will depend upon the breastfeeding. So what we have to do, what is meaning that cycle, what is a cycle of disease, as well as how we can break that cycle, that we have to know. So see this chart. So the disease. So first we will start with the right side. That is disease. That is because of incidence, severity, and duration of the disease. What will happen? The child will have that appetite loss, nutrient loss, malabsorption will happen, metabolism will be altered. So baby will not take that inadequate intake. So because of that inadequate intake, what will happen? Diet loss will happen, growth will become faltered, and then immunity will become less, mucosal damage will happen. So what will happen? Because of that, again it will come to cause the disease. So this is a cycle. So this is the inadequate dietary intake or disease cycle. So how we can break this cycle? So that we have to know that. So especially we come to know that is so during illness, so the child may be too weak to eat. So during illness, the child will be too weak to eat. They will have the trouble in swallowing, as well as we can find out difficult to breastfeed. If the baby will have that cough or blocked nose, the baby will be difficult in breastfeed, as well as inefficient absorption of nutrients. As I told, loss of energy stores will happen, as well as dehydration due to vomiting or diarrhea, means definitely the baby will have dehydration. And then even during a short illness, child growth often falters. Same as micronutrients deficiency will be happen, especially vitamin A and zinc, it will become weakened. So how we can break the cycle? So how we can break the cycle during illness? So during illness, continuous feeding and increase the fluid level, especially for breastfeeding. That is, under 6 months child, breastfeed more frequently and longer at each feed. So we have to give, that is a feeding we have to give, and breast milk mother, they have to feed the baby properly. After 6 to 12, 24 months of whole child, what we have to do means breast milk also given. Along with that, increased fluid intake as well as food, offer food should be given. So give frequent small feeds. We cannot give the more feeds to the baby because already they are in illness. They will refuse the foods and all. So what we have to give frequent as well as small feeds we have to give. So give a nutrient dense food, that is that food should be soft, varied as well as the child favorite food, but it should be healthy one. And then give mashed foods or soft foods because the child may have the trouble in swallowing. Because already I told, if the baby have a nose block and all, baby will have that we cannot able to suck the breast. Same as here, because of that illness, they will have the swallowing trouble, so we have to give soft foods. Then feed the child slowly and patiently. Encourage the child to eat, but do not force. As I said, we should not force, we should not give a force feeding. Okay, so that is the thing. Feed the child slowly, we have to feed. Patiently, we have to feed. To encourage, we have to encourage the child to eat, but we should not force it. During recovery period, increase the amount of feed after illness until the child regain weight and is growing well. So already I told, during illness, the child weight will be lost. So how we can regain the weight means we have to increase the amount of food. So extra meal we have to give, an extra thing we have to give. And so that is the thing, continue to feed frequently, give an extra meal every day or snacks, be responsive to the recovering child's increase a hunger. So after illness, during recovery period, the child will have the hunger. So during that hungry period, we have to give extra meal, extra thing we have to give to the baby. Then only we can regain the weight of the children. So what to give? So what we have to give to the children? So breast milk. We know all that breast milk is the best milk. If we are buying any formula feeds, means in that box also they will give, inside it will be formula, but outside the box they will give an breast milk is the best milk. So that is the thing, breast milk is the best milk. So it is the perfect food during and after illness. It is a energy rich, it is a nutrient rich, as well as it is a hygienic one. So as we know, it is easy breast milk will be easily digestible. So it will have all the protective values like IgA, IgM, macrophages. So likewise it will have not only baby the benefits, also mothers also having the benefits, like it will improve the there is a maternal bond between the child and baby. So it will improve the bond also, as well as it will improve the slimming of the mother. It will be convenient, it will be time saving for the mother, especially for a mother. Breast cancer, ovarian cancer may reduce. So breast milk is a very much, breastfeeding is a very much important one for the baby as well as mother. So here breast milk is very important. It is a perfect food during and after illness. It will be rich, energy rich, nutrient rich, and as well as it is a hygienic one. Then children who are sick continue to breastfeed even when they are not taking other food or animal milk. So if they are not taking food, but mother should feed the baby continuously. If the breastfed baby cannot suck properly due to illness, so baby is having illness, so baby cannot able to suck, means what mother should do? The mother should express the milk, and the mother should continue to feed the child through the spoon or through the cup. So, but they must give the breast milk only. They should not give anything. If a breastfed baby is hospitalized, mother and baby should be kept together. Even because of illness, if the baby is hospitalized, means mother and baby should be kept together. We have to improve that bonding through the breastfeeding. So that much breast milk is very much important up to the 6 months. Then what to give? As well as after 6 months, while we are after that during complementary feeding, energy and nutrient rich food should be given. So children 6 month age and older need energy rich as well as nutrient rich foods, especially during illness as well as after illness, to regain the strength. Already I told regarding the weight improve. These foods include meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and milk. Whenever possible, we have to give that, but energy and nutrient rich foods we have to give. So during sick period, the child cannot able to absorb food. Already I told, malabsorption will be there, metabolism will be changed. So what we have to give means, so during recovery period, we have to extra meal, extra food, extra things we have to be given to improve the baby weight. Next, some of the feeding tips during the illness. So already I told, we have to give frequent small feeds. If the breastfed infant is too weak to suckle, the mother should express the milk and feed it from this spoon or cup, and then coax the older child to eat. Coax is nothing but we have to console them, we have to encourage them to eat. So be patient manner we have to give. We should not force the food. We should not force the child to eat. So be patient and but persistent offer foods the child like to overcome that lack of appetite. As well as while we are feeding the baby, we have to hold the child on our lap, keep him or sitting up. We have to feed it. By lying down, we should not feed, otherwise it will cause choking. If the child vomit means no problem, wait for 10 minutes and continue after offering fluids or food. As well as already I told, we should not force a child to eat. Some of the feeding tips during recovery, already I told, extra meal and extra healthy snack should be given. Remember that recuperation takes time. Recuperation is nothing but recovery will take time. Increased attention to feeding should continue for 2 or more weeks following illness. So after illness, 2 or more weeks, after illness 2 or more weeks, we have to give more attention to feed the baby to regain their weight. So feeding during recovery is a critical to help the child to catch up whatever nutrient they losses during illness. So by giving the adequate milk, adequate nutrients to the baby, we can able to recover the child. So what we have to high quality food should be given, like already told, meat, fish, liver, eggs, milk and oil. It will meet the requirements for catch up the growth. As well as extra food should be given, we can improve the weight. Then some of the feeding, some of the illness here I can explain during feeding. So first one, diarrhea. So in diarrheal disease, children are greater risk between the age. Diarrhea, the children are greater risk between the 6 to 11 months, the period when semi-solid foods are introduced. Because while starting that complementary feeding, we are giving that started with semi-solid fluids. So more children, the growth curves will be dipped sharply during this period. So what the mother may withhold the fluids and food during diarrhea, as well as counseling on breastfeeding is very critical during this baby with the diarrhea. So continuous breastfeeding should be given during acute diarrhea here, as well as majority of death, because we know if diarrheal baby will leads to dehydration means it will complicated with hypovolemic shock, it will death also. So we have to clear this diarrheal diseases prior manner. So what we have to do? So what are the foods to be given if the baby is having diarrhea? So infant under 6 months, exclusive breastfeed, that is a breastfeed frequently we have to be given. If not breastfeed, if the baby is not breastfeeding means we have to consult the health worker. ORS, in ORS, WHO recommended ORS should be given. Non-WHO recommended ORS, we should not be given. So that ORS, only oral rehydration solution, it will prevent the dehydration. So the approximately amount of ORS to be given in the first 4 hours. After 4 hours, infant should be reassessed for dehydration. So here I given that is a less than 4 months and then 4 to 11 months. So less than 4 months, that is a less than 5 kg weight months, we have to give the amount of ORS 200 to 400 ml. 4 to 11 months, if the weight is 5 to 7.9 kg, the amount of ORS will be 400 to 600 ml. So for under 6 months, breastfeeding is important. Along with that, ORS solution should be given according to the weight and age of the child. After 6 months, that is over 6 months old, that is rehydration with a packaged ORS, especially the WHO recommended ORS should be given. And then a child with diarrhea should be fed with the normal diet as soon as possible, as well as the food should be well cooked, as well as it should be mashed one or ground it to make them easy to digest, but it should not be diluted. Fermented foods also we have to be given, it will be easy to digest. And then fats and oils it will provide energy. Meat, fish or egg, wheats and pulses should be given. Food rich in potassium such as bananas are very beneficial. So here I given how much ORS they have to given according to the age and then weight of the baby. Then foods to be avoided during diarrhea. So food rich in fat, sugar content, fiber content foods, and then soft drinks, tinned soup, and then other tinned foods we should not be given. In last I told, non-WHO recommended ORS should not be given to the baby. Next one, malnourished. Malnourished infants. So in malnourished infants, so continuous breastfeeding should be given and healthy complementary feeding should be given. Especially for the infants, we have to give high protein rich diet like cereals, pulses, and high calorie rich diet. So to begin with a daily intake, 80 to 100 kilocalories per kg per day to maintain the baby's weight, as well as then gradually that amount will be increased to 150 kilocalories per kg per day of energy, and 2 to 3 in protein level 2 to 3 gram per kg per day we have to gradually increase. In fluid intake, total amount of fluid intake should be given within 100 to 125 ml per kg per day. So for malnourished infants, we have to give adequate protein and calorie rich diet during illness. The children, especially during malnourished, for malnourished children, we have to monitor the growth, as well as we have to do the complete health checkup for the baby. So when malnourished children improved after treatment, improved with appropriate feeding, means they themselves become a big educational tool for the others how to overcome with this malnourishment. The next one, acute respiratory infection. So acute respiratory infection, it is also common infection among the children, among the babies. So even mild ARI may cause stuffy nose or cough. It will create problem for feeding. So breastfeeding. Child of any age may aspirate food while coughing. Mother may require more time, patience, and confidence than usual for breastfeeding, especially during that ARI. If a breastfed child is unable to suck, means already I told, milk should be given with a cup or spoon. Expressed milk should be given with a cup and spoon. Feed child sitting up and give a small foods. As well as here, more chance to get dehydration in this any respiratory tract infection. So we have to improve their fluid level to the baby. So breastfeeding should be given, adequate fluid should be given in the small amount frequently. Forced feeding large amount, it may cause some vomiting to the baby, so we should not force feed. Allergic food should be avoided. Irritating, spicy, or gas forming food should be omitted from the diet. Balanced diet should be planned for the baby who are all having the acute respiratory infection. That measles also, the baby may have the diarrhea or fever or anything. So what we have to do means we have to keep a child dehydrated, as well as give a soft and mashed foods. It should not be spicy. A child should be given with a vitamin A supplement. Then HIV or AIDS. I'll finish it soon. So breastfeeding is normally the best way to feed an infant. A woman infected with HIV, however, they can transmit the virus to her children during their pregnancy or labor or delivery or through breastfeeding. But now is a large body of evidence on HIV and infant feeding has accumulated in recent years, which shows the giving with ARV, that is antiretroviral drugs, to either the HIV infected mother or HIV exposed infant can reduce the risk of transmitting HIV through the breastfeeding. So the mother can breastfeed for taking that antiretroviral drugs. So if the child is symptomatic with the HIV symptoms, so what we have to do, that the child may suffer asymptomatic child may have 50 to 100% greater energy requirements. So child may suffer frequently from thrush, fever, diarrhea, or vomiting. Child medication may cause loss of appetite or changes in taste that make it difficult to eat. So if child is breastfeeding, means continue the breastfeed, feed the baby frequently. If child has thrush, means avoid spicy, salty, or sticky foods, or strong citrus fruits and juices that may irritate mouth sores. So avoid sugary foods. During recovery from an illness, give energy dense as well as micronutrient rich foods. At last, feeding babies during COVID-19 outbreak. So we have to in this pandemic period, how we have to feed the babies. So exclusive breastfeeding, same as complementary feeding, it should be given with a proper maintaining of a hygiene, and then give fresh foods, unprocessed food to the child, and then child should intake adequate amount of water. Please don't give a food from the outside. Mother should cook a food and they have to feed them. And then counseling and psychosocial support also should be given. What are the basic there is a protective measures, means if the baby or young child has suspected or confirmed with COVID, means regularly, or these are all the some protective measures they have to follow, that regularly and thoroughly wash the hands with soap and water, and clean them with an alcohol based hand rub, and then cover mouth and nose with a mask, And then WHO recommended that is about 5 years only they have to wear the mask like that. So we have to encourage them to wear the mask, and then bend the elbow or tissue while coughing or sneezing, and then using of dispose the tissue immediately. Likewise, we have to teach them. If you are teaching them, definitely they can do. And then after touching eyes, nose and mouth, they have to do the hand wash. So likewise, we have to educate them. Some of the respiratory symptoms like shortness of breath or any the affected person means they have to wear a medical mask, stay at home if mother or a child feels unwell, even with mild symptoms such as headache or slight running nose until fully recovered. If fever, cough or difficult breathing development, seek medical advice immediately as this due to this respiratory infection. So stay, at least they have to maintain that social distancing from anyone while coughing or sneezing, and then keep informed about the latest development of COVID-19 and follow the advice or which are all given by the healthcare providers to protect themselves as well as to protect others from this COVID-19. So I'll conclude this topic. So at last, I want to say one thing. As a nurses, not only the nurses, as a health personals, we should know about how we have to feed during illness, as well as that is our main response. We have to educate the mothers how they have to take care of the baby. So they have to give continuous feeding, they have to give they have to breastfeed mother, they have to continuously, they have to feed adequate rich food, because